Today I'm going to talk about the khutbah, inshallah. The khutbah is going to be about the last hour. The last hour and the last whistle, the last bang, which whole world going to be destroyed and Yom Al-Qiyamah starts. And it is very important. I am very closely looking into that. Are you okay?
Yeah.
MashaAllah. Good. I thought your mind is somewhere else. I'm talking about Yom Al-Qiyamah. The hours, we got a two-way, of course. I'm going to talk about it, inshallah, in the way which you can't speak, but of course you can ask me a question if you want. At that time, is that 10 minutes is interaction. Interaction, just you can ask questions. Because after that, I'm sure you're going back to the university, and of course the university, back to your classroom or whatever studies, and you don't get a chance. There are two times, excuse me. One is Yom Al-Qiyamah, where in the sky, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, of course, He destroyed the sky and earth, damaged. But before than that is the last chapter of humanity, called eschatology. The last chapter of humanity. Time the Jesus or Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam will come. And of course before that we have many things. When the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about 70 to 80 narrations, a hadith is there to warn us what is happening, what's going to happen. We got a great sign and the small signs. Small signs is all over the place. 1,500 years ago, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bukhari done it 700 years ago, write it down, or whatever. It's not for today, which is it has happened. You know, somebody wrote it a few months ago, a few decades ago. It's all there, and exactly the same. We got the 10 big signs, 9, 10 big signs, few. Which is come, for example, it comes, Dajjal comes, Mehdi comes, is of course we talk about who is Mehdi, of course. Shia thinks is the Imam, and the Sunni thinks he's one of the Prophets sallallahu alaihi wasallam's family. And of course, Jesus will come, Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come, the cloud will come, smoke will come. These are happening. Maybe they're talking about the smoke. I said, what sort of smoke is that? Maybe it's somebody put a nuclear. That's the biggest smoke. Allah knows best. Can you see what's happening? We are not, of course, political. Can you see what's happening between at the moment countries? You know, just one press and the smoke comes. Okay. Therefore, we have to be very careful. Are we ready? All the signs which I'm going to say here today on my khutbah is already there. Without the deny, is already there. I'm not about, of course, many people, with all respect, many people waiting for the Isa alayhi salam to come, including myself.
Inshallah.
What we do, I'm throwing the way, proper way. You know, I'm giving leaflet out and giving the dawah, giving this, you know what I'm saying? Preparing for the time which is come. And it's all of us has to be, it's not just a sheikh has to do. Prepare the time which Jesus come, and of course he talks about it. When he comes, talks about Islam. He talks about the Quran. It talks about the real gospel which we have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Word of Allah. Injil and Torah which we have is the real word of which Quran says, of course. We have Injil, we have a Torah. A real Torah, it hasn't been. He will come and talk. And inshallah, because he's a prophet of Islam. He is the messenger. All prophets were prophets of Islam, from Ibrahim and before that and after that, the prophet of Islam. Therefore, my brothers, we have to look at these signs. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. I'm not sure. Allah knows best. Again, Allah knows best. I'm saying it, though people doesn't come and say, Sheikh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So Allah knows best. When the time, the hour comes, which dakkat and dakka. The earth goes. The sky goes. Yumanat as-sama. I'll talk about it, of course, here. I don't want to say it all. However, the signs are there, my brothers. Therefore, we have to be very, very, very wise about that. Knowing about it. If you get you quick, suddenly, we have difficulties. Therefore, we're going to follow the advice of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, follow the Holy Quran. In the Holy Quran, of course, I believe chapter Yunus, he says, this time comes which Jesus will come. There is no doubt about it. I read it. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, there's time coming, the Quran says. Of course, Allah says to the Prophet, and he said, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, come for me. Atabe'un. Come for me. But the time will come. Of course, he was saying 1,500 years ago, it looked like a tomorrow. You understand? And it will be tomorrow. Maybe not that tomorrow, but it will come tomorrow. Another tomorrow. There's always there is a tomorrow, isn't it? Now say salam to each other.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Say salam to each other. No problem, just a salam, no problem. Just a salam to each other. We are in the interaction. It's the interaction, brother. It's not I'm saying it and you just listen it. It's Allah. Everyone saying salam to each other again, inshallah, good. At least everyone happy. You can talk, you can ask me a question if you want to, my brother. If it's not, of course it stays, it's no problem. I'm saying it until a few minutes more brothers coming, inshallah. Because the day getting longer at the moment, and we've started our past, which other brothers come from, from the lecture or whatever they have. Therefore, my brother, we should not, and sisters as well, we should not ignore these signs. We should not ignore these signs. Any signs you can see as a corruption, bad. Unhuman, has been said by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The worst things which he says, name of Islam, it will stays, the rest will go. People say, well, you Muslim, what's got to do with you? I'm a Muslim or not. Oh, subhanAllah, say, alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim. Many, you believe me. Many I ask, brother, are you Muslim? What's got to do with you? Oh, what? Just I want to say salam or say greeting, This is what we have. The name of Islam stays, and the people many may not pray. Allah knows best, of course. When you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for myself or showing the people, because it's different if you do that. However, it's good to pray and in the jama'ah, in the congregation, come together to learn, to give the time of Allah to Allah and time of university to university. I'm not saying to give the time of the university to Allah, but I'm saying don't give the time of Allah to university. Did you hear me what I'm saying? Time of Allah, give it for Allah. Time of university, give it to university. Time of family, give it to the family. Don't take it, I take it from Allah and I'll do it salat later. That means you take a time of Allah and do it, and after that you forgot. And later and later and later, like me, and after that become some bad person. And after that, come and sit down here. SubhanAllah. Alhamdulillah, who knows? Allah knows best. I can't say you are bad, but I'm saying I'm good. No. When I'm talking to give you advice to myself as well. We have to all be here. All know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Sami'un Basir. Hearer, all hearer, and all know. Then if you see us, if he says all hearer, if you don't believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always seer, Sami', well, come and talk. We talk about it to see what is wrong. Well, if you know, then you know he's watching you. Every movement. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, inshallah, we have to all unite as brothers, united as humanity, and bring peace to the earth. Your children, like age of my children, which I have, alhamdulillah, I've got 5 children, more or less, universities, a few of them universities. Your children going to get all the diseases, my brother. Cancers, all the gases, all the chemicals you can see. You doing it to your children, while I'm doing it to you. But you're like my children. You doing it to your children. When your children come, is so much diseases, so much all the you can see the whole seeds. Seeds is a plastic. You can see what they're doing. Seeds is a plastics. You cannot go out of the earth in orbit. There's so much of a junk in there. And every 5 minutes drops some to the head of the people. We destroy. We say we love our children. You love our brothers, children. Well, then what we destroying? Why destroying the blue and green earth which Allah gave us? 50 years ago it was beautiful. My generation destroyed it. My generation destroyed it and give it to you. It's yellow, cancerous yellow, diseased. You can see it. I'm giving it to you, my friend. And I say, oh, my son, I love you. Really love you. I don't. I destroyed your life because of my greed, especially generation me, which is greedy. Plastic everywhere. The diseases everywhere. People dying by millions every day about the cancer, about the that, about the this, about the diseases. Diseases everywhere. And we done it ourselves. Therefore, I ask you, I plead to you, my brothers, but you don't be like me. Keep the earth beautiful. And give it to your children. And children and children. And children and children. Doesn't matter what religion you are, the earth has to be. It stays for children until the Yawm al-Qiyamah coming, until the last hour. I don't know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the last hour going to be tomorrow. Or 1,000 years. Allah knows. And no one knows except Allah. Therefore, I cannot wish, oh Allah, bring it tomorrow. I cannot wish. If anyone says, I wish, oh Allah, can you bring that, can you bring that, can you bring that? Am I, subhanallah, telling Allah what to do? Do you understand what I'm saying? He knows when the time is. And it's His sovereignty. It's His right to know. It's not my right to ask. If it's the time, He bring it, inshallah. You understand what I'm saying? But meanwhile, I am trying to sort it out. Make a peace. This is important. Our job to make peace. To make it clean. To make it beautiful. Like 1,000 years we're going to live. But in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it any time He wishes, and He says, yes, Ya Allah, you are the sovereign, and we are your servant, worshipper. We are are the vicegerent. Allah respected us and still respects us. We are the vicegerent of Allah. Inshallah, Allah knows best in this earth, and He says, clean it, be just, be good, be kind to everyone. Human, Muslim or non-Muslim, animals, plants, all. And keep it nice. Well, soon you go back to, he says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, metaphorically, and he says in the Quran, you come back to me and I tell you what you've been done. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Before I'm going to start, say salam again to each other because many people coming. Say salam to each other. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be fresh when I'm starting, not to sleep. You know what I'm saying? All together. Not to go into sleep, fresh which I can say the khutbah. Otherwise, half of us say he is sleeping here. Look at that. MashaAllah, he's already sleeping.